You're listening to Swift News, your daily news briefing in just 10 minutes. This is episode 20, and it's May 23rd, 2025. Let's get into today's stories. We've pulled together a selection of today's really key news items. We're looking at everything from, big global developments right down to local events that have an impact. And our goal here is really just to help you grasp what's happening and, importantly, why it matters to you.
It's always interesting, isn't it, how seemingly separate events around the world can actually connect and, well, affect our daily lives. Today's news is a great example. We've got things like international trade shifts that might change how you shop, and then scientific breakthroughs offering new hope for health.
Okay, let's dive in. First up, India is chairing the Asian Productivity Organization for 2025-26. Now, this isn't just like a title. It's about actively working to help businesses across Asia become more efficient.
Right. Think of it as India leading the charge to find smarter ways for companies in the region to make things and offer services.
Exactly. And if they pull it off, making things run smoother, maybe cheaper, well, you could eventually feel that benefit, perhaps, in the prices you pay for stuff.
Precisely. And looking bigger picture, India taking on this economic leadership role really shows its growing influence on the world stage.
Yeah.
But then, in stark contrast, we have the sad news from Jammu and Kashmir, that encounter in the Kishwar forests.
Yeah. A soldier killed, two injured. It's a tough reminder of the security challenges there and the very real human cost.
It really is.
Shifting gears a bit, let's talk international diplomacy. Those Iran nuclear talks happening in Rome. European powers are involved, and there's an August deadline. This could genuinely impact what you pay for gas. If they don't reach a deal, well, that could ripple through the global oil supply. And you often see that show up right at the pump, don't you?
Absolutely. It really highlights that intricate dance of international relations. And even while these crucial talks are going on, you have South Africa's President Ramaphosa. He met with former U.S. President Trump, and despite some earlier criticism, he called the meeting productive.
Yeah, it just shows how complex navigating global relationships can be. Different viewpoints, different priorities.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move to business. Some news here that might affect your online shopping habits. Nike is returning to Amazon.
Oh, right. After 5 years away.
Yeah. So for you, the consumer, this mostly just means, more choice, potentially easier access if you're looking for Nike gear online.
It's interesting to see how these big brands navigate online marketplaces, isn't it? Their strategies seem to evolve. And at the same time, you've got Target signaling they expect weaker sales in 2025.
Why is that?
Well, they're saying U.S. consumers are tightening their belts a bit, partly because of worries about tariffs.
Ah, tariffs. So those are basically taxes on imported goods, right?
Exactly. And they can push up the prices you pay for all sorts of things.
Right. But switching back to India, there's some more positive economic news. Retail inflation stayed stable.
Which is good, especially considering festive season demand usually pushes prices up.
So what does that stability mean for, say, your grocery bill?
Well, it suggests the cost of everyday things isn't climbing sharply. And importantly, it eases the pressure for the central bank to hike interest rates.
Which affects loan costs, mortgages, things like that.
That's right. So stability there is generally good news for household budgets.
Okay. And one more on the economy, or maybe tech economy. Bitcoin's hit another record high.
Yeah, surpassed its January peak. It's up, 15% this month?
Something like that. So if you're in the crypto space, that could be significant news.
Definitely. Though it's always crucial to remember how volatile these markets can be. Big swings up and down.
Good point. Okay, let's talk sports. How about that IPL match? Lucknow Super Giants beat Gujarat Titans pretty convincingly.
By 33 runs, yeah. And Mitchell Marsh's century was a huge part of that. What a performance.
Absolutely stellar. The kind of thing that gets cricket fans talking.
It really does. Shows how one player's brilliance can just lift the whole team.
And over in the NBA, the playoffs are intense. Eastern Conference Finals, Pacers versus Knicks. Game 1 went to overtime.
Yeah, nail-biting stuff. You can
Right.
definitely expect more high-stakes basketball there as a viewer.
For sure. And in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got a win against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Apparently, they figured out how to stop that tush-push play.
Yes, the infamous tush-push.
I
It really highlights the constant strategy and counter-strategy in football, doesn't it? Always adjusting.
Totally. And looking ahead, India's hockey team has a really crucial Olympic qualifier coming up.
That's a massive deal for them and for the country. A lot riding on that.
Definitely. Okay, let's shift to arts and culture. The legendary poet Gulzar received the Jnanpith Award.
Which is India's highest literary honor, right? A huge recognition for his lifetime of contributions to poetry and lyrics. Just incredible.
It really is a true celebration of impactful art.
And speaking of literary awards, the International Booker Prize went to Banu Mushtaq for Heartlamp.
Oh, nice. What's that one about?
It focuses on the stories of Indian women. Winning this prize brings those stories to a global audience, which is fantastic. Might be something enriching for you to add to your reading list.
Good suggestion. And quickly on TD, the Indian drama Shanak is apparently hitting a real peak in its storyline, keeping viewers glued.
Always interesting when a show captures the public imagination like that.
And in cinema news, there's buzz, because actor Salambarasan TR sang a song for Pawan Kalyan's new movie. They call him OG.
Ah, right. That's generated a lot of excitement online, hasn't it? Shows the power of those kinds of collaborations.
Definitely. Okay, let's touch on environment and science. It was World Biodiversity Day recently, and Daya Mirza made a call for wildlife protection.
A really important message. Protecting that diversity is just crucial for a healthy planet for all of us.
Absolutely. On a slightly stranger note regarding the planet, Baba Vanga's prediction.
The mega tsunami in Japan for 2025.
Yeah, apparently it's actually caused some people to cancel trips there.
Wow. It's kind of fascinating how prophecies like that can still influence people's decisions, even with all our scientific understanding.
It really is. But speaking of science, there's been a potential breakthrough with Alzheimer's. A new blood test.
Yes, showing about 90% accuracy in trials. This could be huge for early detection.
That feels really significant. Early detection makes such a difference in managing so many conditions.
Absolutely transformative, potentially.
And finally, some practical weather news for West Bengal. A low-pressure system forming over the Bay of Bengal.
That's right, expected to bring heavy rain, so if you're in that region, definitely be prepared for some wet weather ahead.
Good heads up. Okay, let's wrap up with some events and human stories. The Rajasthan board released Class 12 arts results.
And Sirohi district came out on top. It's always great to see students' hard work paying off, a moment to celebrate for them.
Definitely. And here's a really inspiring one from Kolkata. A teacher is giving free coding classes to kids from slum areas.
Wow, that's fantastic. Just shows the power of education and, individual initiative to open doors.
It really does, creating opportunities like that. Amazing.
These kinds of grassroots efforts can make such a difference in communities. And on a larger scale, drought relief in Kenya has reached 10,000 families.
Providing essential support, easing hunger. It highlights the real, tangible impact of humanitarian aid work.
Absolutely.
And one last uplifting story. A teenager in Brazil won a Global Eco Award
What for?
for creating art out of recycled materials.
That's brilliant. A fantastic example of youth innovation, tackling environmental issues creatively. Gives you hope, doesn't it?
It really does. These human stories, achievements, kindness, environmental action, they often provide the most, meaningful takeaways.
I agree. They connect with us on a different level.
So that was our quick run through today. We covered quite a bit: global politics, economic shifts, sports highlights, cultural moments, science news, and those inspiring human stories. It really does paint a picture of how interconnected everything is, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Lots to think about.
Join us tomorrow for episode 22. Stay curious, stay informed. This is Swift News, signing off.